Awesome. Welcome everyone to our simple guide to 5K months. Now, so many of you here are first timers, some of you here are coming back, but all of you, you want to hit your 5K. Why 5K? And although there are so many people out there online, the internet saying that, okay, life is not about 5K, life is not about 10K, but believe me when I say earning consistent income is amazing. It allows you to help your family. And I know you already know this, that's why you're here. Allows you to help your family, allows you to make a reliable business. So you're not wondering every single month, should I be going back to my full-time job? Should I be looking for something more stable? While everybody says life is not about that money allows us a lot of freedom. And when it is achievable, why not? Right? So that's what we're going to be talking today. Simple guide to 5K months. Now, for some of you who are not yet hitting 1, 2, 3, 5K months might seem a lot, right? And so if you're not like into that 5K month yet, there are so many different ways. You can start with 1K, go to 2K, 3K. And I want to tell you right now, coming from a place of being in the corporate and also coming from a place of online jobs, let's just start there. I was charging $2 per hour just a few years back when I was still in the university. And then I came through to Dubai, got into corporate and still wasn't enough. And that was when I started freelancing. So just to give you a little bit of a background as to why am I talking about this and why am I so passionate about this is because it has freaking changed my life. And I know that it can change the lives of so many of you here as well. And so that's my mission. That's what we want to achieve. Okay, so simple guide to 5K months. In our world, 5K months means just 2 to 3 clients. All right. In our world, the way we charge with my group, it is 2 to 3 clients. So you right now, if you have not fixed your pricing just yet, it might mean so many more clients, but that is a subject for another time. We will tackle that in another webinar. But today, what I want to give you are simple steps, very focused, simple steps that you can follow, all right? So that you hit your first, second, third premium client in the next few months, in the next few weeks, actually, before this year ends. It's super possible. If we're talking about a matter of 2 weeks, 2 to 6 weeks, that is good enough for you to be hitting a big goal, but not enough for you to be messing around. So let's do this. Okay. Let's hop in. Before, I want you to really like commit into this. So I want you guys to be out there. I want you to tell people that you're doing the thing. And I know that so many of you are conscious of posting this in their Instagram or conscious of posting this into Facebook because, oh my gosh, my family, my relatives will see that I'm grinding my ass here and I don't want them to see that. So what I want to do right now is for you to take a photo of this and tag me to tell me that you've attended this, that you're committed, that you're looking at no bullshit strategies, okay, for your business. So I will look at my inbox after this. I will see who tagged me. I want to get connected with all of you because that is where we drop the bomb. All right, let me give you like 10 seconds while I sip my water for this. Okay, I see a lot of new faces right here. Okay, if you're done, tag me and make it happen. If you're done, just give me a done in the chat so I would know that you guys have done the thing. Okay, so let's talk about the problems. What are the problems? Why are we here right now? Why are we learning about this? Here it is. So many of you guys are busy, but money is not coming in, meaning there's so many hours spent on doing so many things, but money may not be part of what you're getting out of that, right? That's a problem. What do we want instead? What we want instead is we want to see proof that biz is, that's is. We want to see proof that your business is working. We want to see proof that leads are coming in, inquiries are coming in. When inquiries and leads are coming in, you are a step closer to getting clients, and clients means money, right? And that's all that we want, honestly. So let's talk about this because many of you might be doing this. And if you resonate with something, let me know in the chat so that I know that we are on the right page. So common mistakes. One is you get so busy creating content, designing graphics in Canva, creating all those posts for Instagram, Or maybe you're doing a website, or maybe you have these limiting stuff of, I don't have a portfolio yet, so let me make a portfolio. You're spending a lot of hours, but it is not necessarily on the right things. We have what we call the wrong focus, non-money making activities. If this is you, can just give me a yes in the chat so I know that we are on the right page. And I want to know if I'm speaking with the right people. Like sometimes we want to reach out, we want to go and speak to people, but then we find ourselves feeling like, I don't have that much yet, like the other social media managers, like the other graphics designers. So let me make that first, right? I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of I relate, scared of offering high ticket. Absolutely. That's exactly the reason why, you're keeping yourself from going out there and reaching out. So we have this very limiting belief of putting things off until it is all perfect. Like, I need to have this first before I reach out, because what if I get embarrassed? What if a client asks for this and that, they don't have this, right? The fourth thing is big. Shiny object syndrome. What does this mean? You go to a Facebook group, you see a coach saying, I just created a document with my 6 secrets to signing premium clients. Who wants a copy? And then you're there. I see your names over there. Like, I see a lot of people do this. And then I go to another group and there's another person that says, oh, I just closed $15,000 from TikTok. I wrote my script in a doc. Do you want a copy? And then I see your name there again. Now, what you're doing is you're really bringing bits and pieces from each and every coach, trying to piece that together, forgetting that each of these coaches, these people that are giving tips, they have different strategies. So what you have is a very non-coherent strategy. You're spending a lot of time on that, feeling like the solution is in that person, or maybe it's in that person, and let me just nail this on my own, right? I know that so many of you are smiling right there because you relate, yeah? And that's fine. As we start the business, that's normal, right? And we just really want to know, what the hell should we do to get our clients? So shiny object syndrome, I want you to be aware and to really catch yourself when you're doing that. Before I continue, I just ask everyone to make sure that you are muted, just so that we can have a very smooth webinar. Okay, you don't need complex. You need one working strategy, all right? And if you're going to choose someone to follow, you're going to choose someone to download her stuff and follow, then be it that person and dig deep, right? Instead of going bits and pieces, shallow in like from everyone. So last thing is the common mistake is scared of offering high ticket. What you're offering right now for $100, someone is offering the same exact thing for $1,000. So whatever you're offering, there is a more expensive version of that, and people are still buying it. There's what we call perceived value. So this is big because we're talking about premium clients. We're talking about charging high ticket. Okay. The thing is, sometimes it is high ticket to you, but it is not really high ticket to the other people. It is not really high ticket to the people who's going to be buying your service. So I just want to give you that mindset shift right there, right here, right now. All right. That what's expensive to you is not necessarily expensive to others. If you're great at content creation and graphics designing, and to you, that's easy. Yes, it does consume time, but that's easy. It's not really worth $1,000. Well, there are other people out there in different parts of the world who really need content creation and graphics design. And when they get this right in their business, they get thousands and thousands of dollars more. So it is valuable to them. Your service is valuable to them and can bring them what they want, which is more clients, for example, right? And to them, they'll be willing to pay that. But for you, it is expensive. Here's the thing, you're not the buyer, all right? So stop feeling like your thing is expensive. I challenge you right now to increase it by 50% or even by 100%, right? I can guarantee that more than 99% of you here right now are undercharging, especially in the Philippines. Let me just say that. I am in a group of mastermind of coaches from all over the world. Everyone gets people from the Philippines. The number one reason is because, or in Asia, like we have in India and Pakistan, like all the Asian countries. The number one reason is they're great. The number two reason is they're cheap, right? They're great and they're cheap, which means there's a big market because people know that you're great and you're trustworthy. And we're like that, we're hardworking, right? And so we already keep the quality, right? Even if you're a beginner, you're so much better than so many other. So with that being said, people, VAs, graphic designers, service providers in general are known to be good when they came from Asia, right? And it's an extra bonus because it's cheaper, but we have that reputation. So with that reputation, you can utilize that to charge higher, all right? And as I tell you, it is not always high for other people who are going to be buying your offer. Let me emphasize this to you right now. What I'm about to tell you may be very simple, all right? It's good. Some of you might even feel like disappointed of, wow, I thought there was a complex, very, very complex strategy, but there's none. What we do is simplify. My program is called Online Business Simplified for a reason, because you don't need complex. When you're moving from 0 to 5K, you don't need complex. You need simple and effective. And you need to focus on that for the next few weeks and the next few months until you hit a certain milestone before you move to doing another strategy. The common mistake that I see is that it's not because you don't know the strategy, it's because you're not implementing it enough, because you don't believe in it enough. And so you are trying to jump from one strategy to another. What I'm about to share with you today is a very simple, there's a couple of strategies that are in play inside my program. If you don't know, my program is called OBS, Online Business Simplified. There are a couple of strategies that will take me a couple of hours if I would talk about all of that. So I'm going to pick one piece from there. I'm going to teach you here right now. And what we're going to do, it is going to be simple, straightforward, right? But only the bold will implement it, because others will be scared of implementing it. Okay, here is Sheena. She started working with me early in the business, early in the year, not in the business, early in her business. She's a branding designer, social media manager. She also makes websites. From all those skills, we created a signature offer for her. She hit her first 5K month with only 2 clients. Why? Like I told you earlier, we only need 2 to 3 clients, right? 4 at max to do this. She had only 2 clients. Total sales for Q2 is 8K. Still can't believe this is happening. Patience or hard work definitely pays off. We can all make it happen. Absolutely, right? And I'm going to show you how this turned out. This is Dozelle. I'm just sharing you how effective this is going to be. And so if you tell me now that this is so simple, I'm not sure it's going to work, well, it already worked. She says she was sharing her wins during this time. Yes, coach, I'm so happy and grateful for you and all the strategies. It is all working. And yes, I am booked out. She was booked out within the first 2 to 3 months, I think, of working with us. Yeah. And then this is Sarah. Officially close another client, because we've been closing clients one after another. And so we do celebrate that inside our group. And this is Sheena a couple of months back. And this is Sheena recently. She said she's actually computed it. And this is actually a few months ago. So she has $17,000 since joining OBS. I think this month I'll be hitting 20K. The last time that she updated me, it's 25. So what I'm telling you is, did we change strategy? No, we kept the same strategy, right? We got rid of imposter syndrome, but what we did was be very consistent and be very straightforward. She is an amazing implementer of all of what is being taught. And this is Sha. Are you here? If you are, please let me know. But we did a DM strategy workshop a few months back, I think 2 months back, and she implemented the exact script that I gave her. And just after that, she got an interested client, and at that time, it's a masterclass, so it was like $26. All right, so before I jump in, I just want to say that what you're going to be learning right now is simple, not complex, but we have a lot of results coming from this. So what I would ask from you is, this is a free webinar. Please do your best to implement. All right, I would love to see, out of 34 people here right now, 33 excluding myself, to implement this. And come back to me when you see results, and come back to me when you see your wins. All right, because this is what I do these free webinars for. Before I dive in, I want to tell you I'm looking for 10 service providers who would like to get premium clients in the next 8 weeks. You have space for 1 to 2 new clients. You can dedicate 5 to 6 hours, and most of all, you're coachable, because there's so many of you in the online space, in general, they're not coachable, meaning they don't follow, they don't implement, all right? And you can keep a secret. If that's you, want you to go into Instagram, make it happen, send us the word OBS so we know that that's what you're looking for. All right, let's do this. Guys, before I get into the game plan, I want to know right now, what has been so far in the few minutes that we've been talking, what has been the most useful takeaway from our mistakes, problems, what we want. I want to know right now, so far, what has been the most useful takeaway up to this point? Save your questions. I'm going to get into a question and answer portion at the end of this. All right. Camille says one simple and effective strategy. Nix says in terms of high ticket, it's not going to expensive for the right client. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Like they're not earning peso, they are earning dollars and they're going to be paying you dollars. Implement, be consistent. One simple strategy is enough. Absolutely. Only use simple and effective strategies, stick to it. One focused strategy, consistent in one strategy, simple and consistent. I love that. Let us do this. So I'm going to dive into that, but I want to know, what does 5K mean to you? If you are already earning 5K, let's say, for example, that is in the near future, what does that mean to you? To me, when I was in college and I was earning $2 per hour from onlinejobs.ph, to me, it meant consistency in being able to help my family. It means that we could pay bills. It means that, you know, I could pay my tuition fee. Like it meant a lot of things. It meant a lot of personal things. And I don't want you to tell me right now, just because, no, there is a deeper reason why you're here right now. And I want to know what that is. And I want you especially to know what that is. What does 5K mean to you? Does that mean you can help your parents finally? Does that mean you can help your child's future can be more secured? What does that mean to you on a personal level? I want to know. All right. Financial freedom. Ria says financial freedom, comfort, time freedom, travel anywhere and treat my family. Financial freedom, help my parents get out of debt. I love this. I love this, L. Keep that because that is a very good motivator. And that was also my motivation. I mean, I came to Dubai with $100 because of that motivation. So I want to know, what does this mean personally to you? What will that allow you to do, right? You're not here for fun. Hannah says financial freedom. Darlene says, Giselle says, give back to parents. Darlene says, grew up in a poor clan, lots of family members to help out. Here's the thing. The generational poverty is very common and it stops with you. So your future people, your kids, your next generations won't have to experience that because you're here today. And that's the power of ripple effect, right? Hannah says, can travel and work anywhere, anytime. Financial freedom, freedom to do what's passionate about. Work from anywhere in the world. Lavella says, time freedom, jumpstart my business. Pay for my tuition until I graduate. I love this. This is so deep. More secured future, less wedding problem. You have a lot of wedding problem? Help family and new biz. I love that though. Able to get out of in-laws house. See? It stops with me. That's right. You're manifesting. You're the last one to experience that kind of lack, right? And you're here right now to break that curse. I love this. Why am I asking you this? Because I need to know that you have a big why of pursuing things. Why? Because along the way of doing this, if you have a goal, along the way, you're going to experience a lot of rejection. You're going to experience a lot of no's. And you feel like it's not working and you'll be tempted to give up a lot, right? That's why before we even start with the strategy, get your mind straight, all right? And I want you to remember what you've just written here right now, okay? Now, I'm going to expand this later on in a more technical and strategic point of view, but we will dive in. All right, we have two non-negotiables here. You do not need a website. You do not need a landing page. If you know Microsoft Word, you're good. We have only two non-negotiables. If you see here, we have identified a target. And number two, we have signature offer with a specific promise. If you notice, there's no landing page. There's no extensive portfolio. There is no Instagram followers with 500, Instagram with 500 or 1,000 followers at least. There's nothing like that because this is not what's the key that we need right now. What you need is one, to know who you're targeting, and two, signature offer with a specific promise. Let's go to identifying your target. All right, so I have some questions for you right here when it comes to the target. Okay, and we're gonna do this as fast as we can. So I want you to take your notes out and just answer this for me. When you identify your target, I want you to, number one, write the who. Who is not female coaches, who is not thought leaders, who is not entrepreneurs, because that is so wide, that is so broad. When I say who, you identify who exactly it is you're looking for, right? Entrepreneurs, what kind of entrepreneur? Service-based or product-based, right? What is she selling? She's selling a service, she's selling a product, she's selling a coaching program, right? Is she a male? Is she a female? Do you cater to both? So I want you to define right now anything that you can think about this person that you would like to target. I'm sure that many of you already have an idea. Maybe some of you might be like, okay, real estate businesses or fitness coaches, right? I want you to know who they are. If I ask you right now, who's your ideal client? You're going to be able to give me that in less than 30 seconds, right? So I want to ask you guys right now, and this is, don't worry, this is not final. You might change in the future, but I want to know in the chat, who is your ideal client? Let's have a jam in the chat, please. I want to know who they are. Let us get it. I don't know my fitness clients. I don't actually know how to target a specific client. We're not talking about targeting yet. We're just talking about who are they? Who are they? What do they do? What's their business? What do they like? Right? Real estate investors, fitness coaches, small business, product-based, female-owned. Boom. I love this. This is on point. Small business, meaning just probably in the first year of their business, product-based. They're not selling a service. They're selling a product. Female-owned. Very specific. MA, whatever your full name is. Awesome job. Mental health therapists and counselors. Yes, exactly. E-commerce, skincare, and home decor brands based in Europe. On point. Sustainable skincare and beauty business owners. On point. Entrepreneurs, too broad. Like entrepreneurs is like almost everybody now, right? E-com, drop shipping. All of those are entrepreneurs, thought leaders, coaches, market sellers. All of those are entrepreneurs. Photographers, on point. Dermatologists, aesthetists. Okay, I cannot pronounce this. I'm just going to say dermatologists. Aestheticians. And Shanko said digital marketing agencies led by women, women coaches, mindset business coaches, on point. All right, there you go. 6 to 7 figure copywriters. Yep. Love that. Small business owners, product based. Yep, could work. All right, now keywords. What are keywords? How do you identify a person? This, you've already mentioned some of it, but I want you to list down some keywords right now of this person identifying or describing himself or herself. What do they call themselves? Do they call themselves coaches? Do they call themselves business owners? Do they call themselves thought leaders? What do they call themselves? What we're trying to identify here are different keywords that you can search for to find them. All right. If I'm social media manager, I would use the hashtag social media manager, right? Coaches would use online business coaches as a hashtag. So I want you to write down keywords that they would use to describe themselves. And I would love for you guys to share those keywords with me right now. E-com, dropship, fitness coach. There's a ton. Why is this so important? It's so important for us to know right now, because if you don't know who they are, then the question earlier, if I don't know how to target, how do I target, will not be answered. CEO, investor, business owner. Awesome. Fitness coaches, personal coach, service-based business, CEO, business owner. Mindset coaches. This is on point. Female coach, empowered woman, entrepreneur. Angela, this is super on point. Now, where? Oh, I love this. Ecopreneur. Do people call themselves that? That is a very good keyword if they call themselves that. Private practitioner, mental health advocate. All right. Where? Now, I want you to identify here in order, where do they hang out? Meaning, where do they spend their time? I would bet that 99% of the people that you are looking for, they already have a Facebook group. My question is, based on this target so far, where do they spend most of their time in? Are they more on Instagram? Are they more on Facebook group? Are they more on LinkedIn? Are they more on Twitter? Where do they spend their time in? Right? Let's see. For me, I think massive number of the people that I target are actually, oh, this is so weird. Most of them are actually on Facebook groups massively because they get a lot of value from there, but also Instagram. They spend a lot of time on Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. In order, Instagram, Facebook community groups. Cool. Pauline says Facebook groups and LinkedIn. Awesome. Why am I asking this? Because this is where you're going to focus. Remember earlier, one strategy. All right. So this is the first one. Going back to our second non-negotiable. All right, let's just go back. We have signature offer with specific promise. This is so important. Just for an overview, let me ask you right now, and if you don't have this yet, just say none or working on it. What is the promise of your offer? For those who already have an offer, for those who don't, just type in none. But for those who already have an offer, what is the promise of your offer? Right? What does it promise to people who will pay for your offer? Just want to have a quick audit of your promise right now. Oh, all right. Cool. We're going to work on it right now, guys. So you're in the right place. So when we say signature offer with specific promise, the difference between a specialist and a generalist is, one, specialist is paid more, right? Because that specialist is known for one thing, and that specialist is known to be an expert of that thing. Now, I know that so many of you here are multi-passionate and who are upskilling endlessly. There's nothing wrong with that. But many of you are being a generalist, paid lower, and people go there when they don't know what is happening in their lives and what they need, right? Just see a doctor, a generalist. When you have symptoms and you don't know, you don't understand what it is, you go to a generalist because you're like, okay, I need a checkup. I need you to tell me what's happening. But for people who already know that, oh, okay, I have a neck pain and I need to go to a neck specialist, you already know that it is much more expensive and they're more of an expert at what they do. And so you would want to be a specialist because you would want to be paid more. You would want to be paid by people who already know what they're looking for, and you will be paid higher because you're an expert. So you're not going to be a generalist. If you are here looking at, okay, you know what, I can do content creation, I can do graphics design, I can do podcast editing, and I can do like just general audio editing, and I can do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, right? You can do that. But then if you're like here offering that can be a benefit for you. But if you're like a little of all of these, you're spread too thin, not known for one major thing. So it's not a signature offer. What a signature offer means is that you are known for solving a specific problem of a specific group of people. That's why I asked you about your target earlier. So let's talk about this. Earlier, before we got into this area, we talked about who's your target market. Let us just say of your target market is this person, right? So each and every target market, they have a point A and point B, all right? Point A and the point B. Point A is where they are currently. This is their problems. This is their struggles. So this is like, oh, I want to be active on social media, but I don't have the time to do so. I don't know how to edit graphics and I need someone to do that for me. And I am a coach and I'm so busy. So, you know, I'm overwhelmed. So all of these things, I call this, sometimes I refer to this as more or less. People want, these are problems and struggles. Many of you already know this. And these are desires. These are the goal, aspiration. Okay, I refer to this usually as the more or less. These ideal clients, these target clients, right? In our world, we call it TP, meaning perfect persona, the one person who needs, the kind of people who needs our service. So I call this more or less. People want, these guys, they want more of this, more of their desires, goal, their aspirations, and less of this, less of the problems and struggles, right? So one exercise I would give you right now is for you to get to know your ideal client more. You have to know what are their problems and struggles, and on the other hand, what are their desires and goals. This can be very simple. Point A can be, if you're a social media manager, point A can be, they don't have time to make graphics. They don't understand the Instagram algorithm. They don't know how to get more people into their funnel. They don't know how to get more leads into their space. They don't know how to grow their audience, all of those things. Or they want to implement an email marketing, but they don't know how it works, right? So there are a lot of problems. And many of those doesn't even have it doesn't even have to be crazy problems. It can be just they don't have time. They're overwhelmed. They're overworked. Right? So each of you with your target clients, you have a point A. And I want you to list that down right now. What are the point A? Right? And then the point B, what do they want to do instead? Right? What do they want to happen instead? It's very simple. You just flip the point A, it becomes point B. All right. So I just did an example right here. Sometimes your ideal clients would like more of engagement, more leads, more inquiries, more time, whatever it is. You can tailor this with what you offer, and they want less overwhelm, less confusion, less feeling like they're not supported, less feeling stuck. All right. Those are some examples. So I want to know yours right now. Okay. Now we're talking about signature offer, right? There is a journey for these people to go from point A, right, to point B. Your service is their vehicle, okay? I am a coach and I don't know how to write or draw, but let's just say that this is a vehicle, okay? This is your service. In order to get from overwhelmed, in order to get from I'm struggling with, getting more audience, getting more leads for my business, building brand awareness on social media, in order to go from that into I am at ease because someone's taking care of my business. I'm at ease because I'm consistently appearing on social media for my audiences. They're getting nurtured. I have more time with my family right now. Your service is a bridge. All right. So simply, your signature offer is everything. All right. But when I say everything, it's not like everything in the world, everything that you can offer that will help your target client go from point A to point B. Is that understood? If we're on the same page, I want you to drop in the chat and tell me same page if we are understanding where we're going at right now. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. All right. So let's go back. I needed you to understand that because a promise is going to be very important when you speak to an ideal client. A promise is going to be very important when you create your social media content, right? It's important when you create your offer, your content, your messaging on discovery calls. Everything will be based on the promise. I want you to understand the importance of point A. If the world is perfect, nobody's going to be paying us. Nobody's going to be paying anybody because they don't need anybody, right? It is because there are problems that there is a need for a solution. And so I need you to understand what is the problem that you're solving, right? Your promise is to get this person more leads without having to feel overwhelmed, okay? So what we need is a signature offer with a specific promise. Now, signature offer can just be a PDF. It can just be an Evernote, and that would have the promise. First of all, it would have your inclusions of your offer, right? Where are they right now, and where will they be after working with you, and the price, right? And the process. Okay, it's point A. Point is a lot of P's. Point A, point B, promise, process, price. Okay, those are the things that have to be contained in your offer. in your signature offer. It becomes a signature offer because it is yours. Is yours to implement, right? So your signature offer can be, I am a social media manager for female coaches, and I take them from overwhelmed and not utilizing their social media accounts into consistent and actively showing up and signing more clients. And my signature offer is my signature offer is this, and it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning audit, lead generation, engagement, graphic design, whatever it is. So point A, point B, let's say, for example, Royce's point A and point B. The thing in between is the vehicle, like I just mentioned. Okay. So now we're just going to quickly build your specific promise. Okay. Remember, more is the desire, less is are the problem. So when I say more freedom, more presence, more leads, more income, less is the problem. So a sample of a promise is social media package to help you blank without the blank so that you can blank. Let's give you a minute to build that for yourself. Example, you are a social media manager. My signature offer, my promise is, this is a 3-step package, or whatever you want to call it, be creative, to help you go from overwhelmed and unseen. All right. Oh, social media package to help you get more leads and clients without the overwhelm, so that you can have more income and more freedom, right? So that's an example. Social media package, or when I say social media package, you can be creative with whatever name it is. Like my learners, they have, like squeeze their brains for creativity. And there's really no rule as to this. Like my learners call their offers scale package or skyrocket package, or there was secret to skyrocket is the latest one that I remember. Super witty, right? You don't have to be also stuck in this. Like this can change as you go on. Nothing is permanent. So I'm just going to say social media package to help you get more leads without the overwhelm, so that you can get more income and more time freedom, right? I help you. It's basically, I help you get this without this, so that you can be this. So this more and achieve ultimate goal, they're similar, but the ultimate goal is important because your ideal clients don't like engagement. They're not hiring you because they want more posts. They don't care about that. What they really want is what those posts and engagement will bring them. All right. So that is what's going to be contained in this achieve ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? People want engagement and leads for what? Right? People want a VA because of what? The real answer to this is the real life thing, which is freedom, more time for the family, more time for the self, more money, more autonomy in their business, all of those things. They don't care about how many carousels you make, right? You can say that here, but the ultimate goal is something that appeals to them in the life level. And I want to tell you right now that there are 3 main things that people would pay you for. All right? People would pay money to get so many other things, but really what they're paying for is to achieve one or more of these 3 things. Number 1, love and sex. Number 2, money. Number 3, health and happiness. So let's say, for example, you buy a sports bra, right? You're buying a sports bra because what? Because I want to work out more. You want to work out more because I want to have a leaner body. Oh, okay. You want to have a leaner body because I want to love myself more, and I just want to feel more comfortable and happy with my body, right? And that is love, right? Or I want to be more attractive to my husband, to my boyfriend, to my girlfriend. That is love and sex, right? So people pay for 3 things: love and sex, money, health and happiness. So I want you to identify right now with what you offer. What does that bring your ideal clients? What is the ultimate goal? I want you to write that in here because that's what they're really going to pay for. Cool. All right. Shall we move on? Cool. I'm just going to stop us right there. And I want to ask you right now, what has been the most useful part of this program, of this session so far? What has been the most useful part of this session so far? Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. The promise I would bring my clients from my signature offer. I love that. 3 reasons why people buy. I can incorporate that in my strategy. Absolutely. Absolutely. People don't pay for your posts or for your graphics. It's a method to get into a goal. What is the goal? All right. Be a specialist. Being specific with your target clients and service. Absolutely. I love that. Let us move on. I will just see if there are more stuff in here. Focusing on the exact niche, narrow it and provide them solutions. Identify target market, creating promise to solve their problem. Absolutely. Let us move on to our 3 specific steps. Are you ready? If you're ready, so you are ready in the chat. Let's do this. I'm going to give you a very specific thing right now. I'm not going to go wide. I'm going to go deep. And I promise you, if there's anybody here who's ready to like really see results, I want you to set aside your ego and just implement the freaking thing. My clients have gotten so much for this. I'm giving it out for free. And then you'll be surprised that it's not complex. It's simple because signing clients is simple. But people are not consistent because they're scared of getting rejected. Now, if you just think for a second, the biggest thing that's stopping people from showing up to get clients is when they don't want to get rejected. They don't want to send that email. They don't want to send that message because what if they say no? Now I'm going to ask you, what if they say no? Does that mean anything? It means freaking nothing. It's just your ego telling you, don't do that because you might get rejected. Now, I just want you to weigh in right now when I asked you earlier, what does 5K mean to you? I want you to weigh in. Is my ego more important than that? Than why 5K is important to me? Right? All those answers you've given me. So let's do this. Very simple. Number 1, hang out where they hang out. Remember I asked you earlier, where do they hang out? Do they hang out on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram? I want you to encircle your number 1. If they hang out, it will be either in Facebook groups or on Instagram. All right. But that's the biggest that we have so far at this moment of recording. Hang out where they hang out. Spend time where they spend time. All right. That is very simple. If they're in Facebook group, then you should be spending time on Facebook group more than Canva. Okay. If they're there, you should be spending time connecting there more than scrolling on Instagram. Okay. Hang out where they hang out. Number 2, reach out. Let's just go back here for a minute. Why is this very important? Because people are going wide. You're trying to be in everywhere. Now they opened Reels in the Philippines and now you're diving into Reels like there's no tomorrow. And you're prioritizing that instead of going into the inbox of your ideal clients, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. I'm going to slap this truth at you because I want you to win. All right. And if it's only, if I can only show you how we truth slap people inside the group, it is because that's our commitment to our learners to get them to win. And without really giving you that, I mean, what's the point? Well, I'm not saying you should stop doing Reels. I'm just saying, do your priorities, right? Do Reels after you've done your outreach, right? You have to prioritize what is important. Remember, one of the most common mistakes, let me just go back. What is the mistake? You're busy. You're busy doing what? Doing non-money making activities. Then absolutely, if you have time, do your Reels. But after you do your freaking outreach, okay? Conversions happen in conversations. And if you're not doing conversation, I don't know how you're spending your 8 hours on your seat, right? Let's go back. Let us go back. Reach out. Now, here's the thing. Let's get real, guys. We don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers, right? We are starting out. We are at the very early parts of our journey. It would be a crazy strategy to sit there creating content, waiting for people to come to you. All right. I'm in a mastermind of people with 20, 30, 40, 100,000 followers, and they do their outreach. Why? Because it is what works. If we say, You want to get the client in 8 weeks, then you're going to be moving your ass within the 8 weeks, right? Waiting is not a strategy. Okay. And okay, let me just explain. There are two types of strategies: inbound and outbound. Inbound, you're creating content, you're putting it out there so that people will see it and they go inbound and they do the inquiry. That is a strategy, but that is not the strategy for someone who wants immediate results. Right? Why? Because it's something that you cannot control. The only thing you can control is you create as many content as you can, put it out there, and then the way people will respond, you cannot control that. Right? But when we do the outbound strategy, where we reach out to people, where we do our outreach campaigns, you might not be able to control what's coming to you, but you can control the amount of effort you put out. And this is a game of numbers. I'm gonna tell you the numbers right now. Right? So, let's do this. We're going to reach out because waiting is not a strategy. In my program, there is a promise of getting you premium clients in this span of 8 weeks. And so when we say 8 weeks, and that's our promise, we got to get our people to get moving. We cannot afford to wait, right? And when we promise we're going to get you a client before the year ends, the year end is coming, right? And so I'm going to give this to you right now because you can freaking sign a premium client in the next 1 week if you want. Reach out. Okay. Now, we're going to reach out, man. What the hell are we going to do? We're going to reach out to 20 people daily. Okay. So let me ask you, is 20 people a lot? Is 20 people too less? Is 20 people just enough? I'm going to tell you how to do that, but I just want to know, where are we at? Let's do it. 20 people daily, just enough. Cool. Dude, you spend 5 hours on Reels. 20 people is like 30 minutes. I love Reels, by the way. I'm not like, asking you not to do it because like, it's amazing. It's the only way to grow on Instagram right now, Reels and carousels. Just enough. It's just right. One would reply and that's enough. Yeah, fair. You know why people don't do this? Because they don't want to get rejected. That's the only reason. Okay. We reach out to 20 people daily. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get to that, but let's just do this. Let us just do this. If you're wondering, I'm getting my calculator because yeah, even with zeros. Let's get to the iPad. We're doing 20 people daily. Okay, for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks straight. So 20 people times 14 days equals to 280 people. Why are we doing this? Because in a month, you'll be having 560 people that you have reached out to. 560 feels like a lot to me, but if you break it down into daily, that's 20 people, right? Let's talk about why. Why, May? Are we like this desperate? Why is it a lot? Now, here's the thing. With every 100 people that you come across online, not all of those will close. I know some of you get into 5 discovery calls and get depressed because you're like, oh, I got into 5 discovery calls and, people did not sign up. Like, dude, you've spoken to 5 people. One person is not even 10%. Like, 1% out of 5 people is 20. And that is not normal in the standard of the world. This is just not the way it goes, right? Out of 100 people you're reaching out to, 50% of that are immediately non-buyers. Those are people that are going to reject you. Those are people that are going to say, no, not for me, too expensive, right? 35% of these people, okay, these are, well, let's do this. These are your future buyers. These people are not going to buy from you, but in the future, they will. They need nurturing. They need to see your content. They need more time. And then what we have right here are the 15% who are your now buyers. What's happening is when you are reaching out to little, you are just getting here and you are rejected and you say that you are done and I don't want this. This is not working. No, you are just not reaching out to enough people and you've not reached this part and you've not reached this part yet. Okay. So with us, it's a game of numbers. If I want to sign one client, it means that I have to reach out to 10. All right. If that is if your conversion rate is 10%, right? So what I'm trying to say here is our game plan is for you to be able to reach 560. If you do 10 per day, you're going to be at 300 in 1 month. 300, if you're doing 10 per day, all right, 10 per day, 300 per month, 50% of this is already a no. So you have 150 left. 15% of 150 could become your client, right? And 35% of that will be your future client. Does that make sense? You guys, it's a game of numbers. Your number of people that you're going to reach out to depends on how many clients you want to get. And you always would want to consider the average rate in the industry. 10% is a good one. Like we have a 10% conversion rate, right? And we observe that as we go on. And so that is why we want to know your numbers. And right now, if you are at the beginning stage, you don't have 20,000 followers, I want you to be reaching out to 20 people daily, okay? And then do your reels after. Then you do your carousels after. Right? It's not like, let me do 20 of them first before I start reaching out. Reach out now because you're going to have a lot of rejections. Okay. So how do we reach out, May? We can reach out via Instagram. We can reach out via Facebook on Messenger. And while many of you would be like, oh, that would be so icky. That would be so, not sure. Well, depends on how sure you are with your goal. But as far as I know, you told me earlier that your goals are important to you. And so this is going to be a gift from me today. I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can reach out to people, including the templates that I use and my clients use. Consider this as a gift for me. I want you to take this and implement this, right? Because this can literally get you your premium client before the year ends. It can get you your premium client in November if you utilize this properly. Now, let me tell you that the only way to get this is to send us a message and tell us 5K script. Something like that. 5K script, go into my inbox, tell me 5K script, but I'm going to go through it with you right now. Let me just open it up. All right, let's do this. Okay, the very first one is what we call the observe spot offer. All right, it's pretty understood, right? You observe, right? You spot and you offer. This is when you're going to offer something for free. Depends on which level of business you are, but we always have something free to offer. When I started, I was offering strategy calls. And one of the most important, I started as social media manager. We're offering posts for this person because you don't barge in. We do this ethically. You do not, Rhea, I mean 5K script in my inbox on Instagram, not in the chat here, because I wouldn't be able to give that to you right now as I'm hosting the webinar. Okay. Observe spot offer. You're not barging into someone telling, hey, I have this, can you buy this? No, we're going to do it strategically. We're going to do it in a way that you're giving value because that's the way we do business here. We don't do slimy, icky tactics. Okay. So what does this mean? This means you're going to go through Instagram, especially if you're an e-commerce business or whatever business actually that you're targeting. It can be a coach, it can be a real estate, most of your social media managers, graphic designers. But what you're going to do is you're going to be searching for people who fit your target clients, right? You know where they are, then you're going to be searching for them. And now it's time to reach out. This first strategy is observe, spot, offer. You're going to observe their profile. You're going to spot some things which may need some help, and you're going to offer some help to do that. Now, May, do I need to customize each and every client? Yes. Do I need to take hours to do that? No. Because if you're a social media manager, if you see a candle business, you already know 2 to 3 to 5 ideas, content ideas that you can do for a candle business. If you see a business that's doing hoodies and shirts, you already know in your mind, you already have like 5 to 10 ideas of what would be great types of content for them, right? So this will be your offer. Why are we doing this? We're not giving them an audit because an audit is not something that will give them a win. Okay, now I give you my time. Now you give me an audit. Then what? Nothing, no win. You've not showcased your expertise. What you really just did with an audit is going into their profile and say, oh, that's wrong, that's not good, this is not nice, right? Instead of that, go in and say, hey, I have a few ideas for you. Would you like to see them? I'm happy to give it for free. Okay, I see you writing. You don't need to write. I have the script for you here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be finding people, all right, who we can help. Let's say, for example, Instagram, if you're offering to product businesses, this is an example. You're going to go into their inbox and send them the message. So if for that day, that's what you're doing, then you're going to find 20 of that. And you're going to send them this. Hey, let's say Anne, if the name of the person is Anne, or if there's no name, then just do hey. And these are things that you have to change and customize. Hey, May here, I came across you here on Instagram and thought that you have a very insert the right word, practical product, or you have a very big magnetic brand. I'm a social media manager and love to share some creative content ideas for the Christmas season. You're not just throwing spaghetti on the wall here. You're really thinking about what could be valuable for them. If I'm a social media manager, I'm looking for a brand to offer my services to, I would show them what I can do, you know, without them having to invest just yet if I'm at that stage of a business. Because to me, it takes me like 3 minutes to think about 10 content ideas for a candle business for Christmas, right? I'm offering something. I'm not charging for it. Don't worry. I'm doing this because if you like it and you experience my support and decide to be supported in your business soon, you have me on top of your list. Would you like to have them? Simple, right? You're not making it hard for them. You're not making it complicated for them. You're making it very easy to showcase your expertise, because guess what? We want to show instead of just tell, okay? So that's what we're doing. And so with this, you can offer whatever you want. You can offer like 3 free posts. Let me do that for you. At least you are offering them something. If you're a copywriter, offer to write like a few copies or 1 or 2 emails, right? Because that's something for you easy. But for them, it's not easy. And for them, they will see your expertise right on, okay? And they would feel the ease of, wow, this is how it feels to receive support in content and graphics design. Okay. And that is how we enter. Sometimes you can even say that if you like it, if you don't like it, then that's totally cool with me. If you like it, I would love to have the chance to work with you. Does that sound hard? Does that sound easy? I want to know. Let's move on to the next. That is when you offer something for free. We have something that is called open-ended. No, this is when you're not offering something for free. You're offering something that is full. Now, I have people who have not offered something for free. Don't ask me like, May, do I really have to offer something for free? No, you can also offer something for full price. It's up to you, right? And this is how we do it. If you think it's complex to get people to be on a conversation with you, this is how we do it. Hey, May here, I came across your brand here on Instagram and saw that you're a mindset coach. And I saw that you're launching. So if you're helping people who are launching, then look for people who are launching, right? Or just observe their stories. I'm wondering if you'd like some help with blank, getting more leads for your program. I'm currently building my offer and would like to work with a few coaches to get some solid results in the next 30 days. This is important, solid results in a specific timeline. And I'd like to offer you something that might be of help. Is this something you'd be interested in? If not, all good, but I thought I'd like to take my chance. Do we lose anything by sending this? Absolutely nothing, right? Sounds easy. Love that. Sounds ego-friendly. Okay, awesome. And guys, if you get rejected, yes, of course you will, because 50% of people are really going to reject you. Don't get surprised. All right. But we're not here for the 50%. We're here for the 15%. It's like, have you guys seen, what do you call this? Crash Landing on You. Have you guys seen that? There was a scene in there where she was in North Korea, right? And she got lost, and the guy was holding the candle. Yoon Bin was holding the candle, right? And one person is here and another person is here, and there's a lot of people in between. And in our fantasies, if I am looking for that candle and I would go to that candle, I would come across a lot of people, but I'm not going to stop with those people. I'm gonna push them aside until I get to that candle. Just use that as an example because I got this chance and I'm super in love with the series. But my point is, you're not there for the distraction. You're not there for the 50%. You're there for your 15. All right. And if you tell me, how about if I get rejected? Yes, of course you will. Everyone gets rejected. Okay. The third thing, we have the beta offer. Beta offer is something if your framework is not yet it is not yet proven, you want to have more clients, confidence, and cash flow. I deep dive into this inside OBS, but I'm going to give you the gist here. Hey, May. Hey, Anne. May here. Came across you here on Instagram. Saw that you're a mindset coach. Saw that you're launching. I'm wondering if you'd like some help with blank. Right? It's open-ended. You can add something in here that says, same with earlier. I'm currently building my offer. Like to take a few coaches something in the next days and like to offer you something that might help. Would love to offer an exchange. Are you open? Or you can say, would you like to know more? Would you like to know more? All right. If you have not observed it, everything ends with a question. Everything ends with a question because we want people to give us an answer. We want people to say yes or no or maybe, right? So everything ends in a question. So all of these things are in my Evernote, and I'm happy to share that with you guys. Just send us, one of my team members will send that to you because this is my private file. She will send that to you on Instagram if you just send us the word 5K script. Okay, let's go back. So we have the open-ended wherein you don't say anything. This is for full price, and we have the beta offer, which is a discounted price. All right. Number 3 is hold and nurture. So all of these people, if you're reaching out to 100 people, you're actually reaching out to 560 people in a month, 280 in 2 weeks. And we're just giving you 2 weeks here because we want quick wins. You're going to hold and nurture them. Meaning if you identify that person as an ideal client, you're going to put them in an Excel sheet so that you see that, okay, here are the ideal clients. So today, after 7 days, you'd have 70 ideal clients if you're reaching out to 10. You'd have 140 in 1 week if you're reaching out to 20. All these people, if they're qualified, you're going to continue to nurture them so that you'll be on top of mind. How does nurturing happen? You visit their profile once a day, right? You visit their profile, you just give them some love, you just give them some comments, you're around their space so that the time that comes that they need your help, you are on top of their mind. Even if they said no before, they're going to say yes later on. Remember, 35% are your future buyers, all right? So if we're just looking at 300 people a month, okay, 50%, 150 are gone, right? But 15% of those 300 people are going to be very, very hot leads who could be signing up with you. All right, hold and nurture. Leads list, simple Excel sheet, and engage. Okay, it would be crazy for you to just be looking for people, and then if they say no, to let them go, because you're going to be wasting your effort. Focus on a group of people for that month and nurture the hell out of them. You don't need a lot to get 5K at $1,000 per contract. You need 5 only, right? It feels a lot when you look at it as a whole, like how 560 feels a lot when you look at it as a whole, but if you break it down day by day, it is not, right? So it's a matter of numbers. Okay. I want you guys to prep your question because I'm gonna start to answer them in a few minutes. I just want to see if we have anything more. All right. I want to know right now, what have you learned from this whole thing so far? What has been the best takeaway so far? I will get into question and answer shortly. Is this considered cold DMs? Do you have anything against cold DMs? I know that people feel like, oh, I should not send cold DMs. Dude, we close thousands and thousands every month through cold DMs. Just want to change that mindset. Because if people are shaming you for cold DMing, then they don't really understand the mechanism of someone in need and someone who can give, right? Your goal is to make this person aware of you. This person without the outreach will never be aware of you. And if you consider that cold DMs, then be it. For us, it's not throwing spaghetti on the wall. It's different. Like the previous description of cold DMs is just sending and sending and sending it on emails. No, you're prospecting. You have your ideal client, you observe their profile, you see if they're launching, you see if they could be needing the service that you offer. Because if not, then don't send the freaking DM, right? So you don't send a DM just because you're sending a DM. You're sending a DM to targeted people who you think could use some help. And this is still a mindset shift because up until now, a lot of people feel like sending DMs means you're needy. No, when a VA sends me a DM and I'm looking for a VA at that time because I'm drowning with my work, I thank God that VA sent me a DM. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a VA, right? So if you're asking me, is this a cold DM? Partly, I don't really call it cold DM. I call it targeted DMs. So, but other people call it cold DMs. Yeah, and so be it. Yeah, many negative comments about cold DMs. Who's commenting? It may be those people who are not closing deals on cold DMs, but you know, a lot of us are. So this is an ego thing, I think. Like you don't want to be doing things that other people say are negative. So I'm going to ask you, your answer to me earlier when I said, what does 5K mean to you? Which is more important, what other people say, what their negative comments are, or that reason? So let's get to it. Awesome. So those are the three things, guys. Let's just do a quick thing. We have hang out where they hang out, reach out because we're not waiting, not a strategy. And we are doing hold and nurture. Yeah. Engage list. This is a 3-pillar framework. I'm not going to go deep dive into this, but I've already I did a training on this. If you want that, tell us in the DMs. But we have a YouTube video for this, but it's unlisted, so you're gonna have to ask for that. This is a training that I did last week. 2 weeks ago. We install this whole program in your business. You have us with you. And this is what my clients use to get to 20, 25K since working with us, consistent 3-5K a month in cash. And so we are looking for 10 people this November who we could help. Like I mentioned, you have 5 to 6 hours. You have a week space for 1 to 2 premium clients, and you're coachable and can keep a secret. Okay, before we jump into Q&A, I want to ask you guys, what has been the most useful part of this call for you today? Angela says, learn that just because a prospect client says no, doesn't mean you let him or her go away. It's important to nurture. Absolutely. Like our turnaround time, our lead time is usually like 6 weeks. Sometimes it reaches months, meaning these are people who found out about us months before, right? Remember, 35% future buyers. Reaching out, someone says, reaching out can be done easily. This is what I'm struggling with currently. Well, I have the scripts for you. So just don't think about it. Send it out. Understand that you have reasons to offer value to people. By the way, when you're selling, you're just making help available, right? You're not stealing anybody's money, if that's what you feel, by charging high. Awesome. Nix, I hope that was enlightening. All right. Stop thinking cold DMs are bad. No, they're not. Just a few days ago, I onboarded one of our learners and she said, Coach, thank you so much for sending me a message because otherwise I wouldn't have found out about your program. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited to show up for my business. Thanks for sending me that message. I'm like, yes, of course. Because I'm helping, right? And getting paid is helping. You're being on your genius to offer people the time that they could get back for themselves. Awesome. Let's see some more learnings. Reaching out can be done easily. I learned that just because a prospect said no doesn't mean you have to let them go. Don't be afraid of getting rejected. Yes, just because in the industry, it's really 50% people won't buy from you. And that's normal, right? If you see other people signing clients, it's not because if they sign 10 clients, it's not because they spoke to 10 clients. It's probably because they spoke to 100. Okay. I've been crying with all the rejections, but realize I'm not reaching enough. Yes. Here's the thing. One of the biggest things you can take away from this is do not take things personally. Okay? Do not take things personally. The moment you do that, you get affected with every no. But a person saying no to your offer is not about you. It's just that they don't need the offer right now or it's not the right time. Nothing about you. Be consistent with outreach and send the scripts and don't listen to other people's negative opinion. I'm glad you're learning that. Should do less non-money making activities and reach out more. Focus on the 15%. Yes. Get to your 15%. Get to the candle. I don't know, I just have this image in my head. Learn that I need to identify their pain points to know what my promise would be to help my target market. Awesome. Learn the simplest way to outreach. I'm telling you, it's not complex. I showed you the wins of my people earlier. It's not like we're doing anything new. Of course, there are a ton of other strategies that we teach inside, like long-term. But for you right now, I imagine that getting clients, you don't want it to be long-term, right? You want to get it in the next few weeks. And so I'm teaching you something quick. And there is a lot more of a process behind doing your target market. Like we have a module for each of this: target market, a market research, converting content, selling via call, selling via DMs, follow-up guide. We have all of these things. But since you're not in my program, I'm giving this for free. I'm going to give you the most, the fastest, which you can utilize. I'm not there for the 50. I'm there for the 15. Awesome. Awesome, Rhea. Learn the simplest way to outreach. Victoria says, focus on one thing where you can specialize. Don't try to be good in everything. Don't spread yourself too thin, okay? I'm not a generalist, a specialist. If you're on podcast, focus on podcast. All right? Awesome. So guys, I love all of this. Let's do this. I want to open right now the question and answer. Just a reminder, send us the word 5K script and we'll send you the link to Evernote so you can just copy that and adjust it to yours and use it and give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. Let's open the table for question and answer. I've got around 6 minutes to do it before our next meeting. Let's do it. Okay. Drop your question in the chat and I will be answering them. Okay. Nick says, how can I explain to my current clients that I'm going to increase the prices of my package? Currently, my full IG management package is $650 per month, but I want to charge $1,000. Next, I would say, if your client is named Eunice, I would say, hey, Eunice, it's been a great few months. Our contract is about to end soon. And then you're giving them something. Yes. Okay. I hear that. You're giving them something that takes time, then it's super counterintuitive. They need to hire someone because they don't have time and they're busy. And now you're giving them a strategy call wherein they have to dedicate 1 hour or a PDF that they have to dedicate 2 hours to go through. So no, I won't recommend. Would you recommend strategy calls to offer? Other questions? Can you share some tips for discovery calls? So this is another discussion, but a few tips I have is one, lead the call. If you will know how to do that, go to my latest Instagram video. I recorded something yesterday and I talked about how to lead the call. Basically the first part of your strategy script. Lead the call. Don't let the client lead the call. You should be asking questions. The client or the future client should be answering. So yeah, that's it. And don't make it complicated. Talk about where they currently are, what their goals are, what is missing or broken, why they're not reaching their goals yet, and then propose the solution if it is a fit. What question should I ask in pre-qualifying prospects? Well, in our world, there are 6 questions as part of the sell by DM strategy. But I'm not going to be able to talk about the 6, but what are their current problems? Where do they want to go? Why are they not able to solve the problems on their own? Those are the 3 things. The reason is because you want people to realize that they actually have a problem. And so you also know that problem and you know if you can solve it or not. If you can't solve it, you will say, thank you for answering my questions. It seems like based on what you've told me, I'm not the best person for this. I would recommend you to another person. Or if you're a fit, you'd be like, thank you for answering my questions. Based on what you've told me, I think I'll be able to help you with your problems. Here's how we can work together. That's the pre-qualifying. Pre-qualifying. Before the call, you're pre-qualifying, you're filtering. Are we a fit? Can I help or not? Okay. When they ask for packages and rates, it's okay to send them my packages and rates right away because I've observed they'll leave me hanging. Exactly. If you have, okay. And go to my Instagram, go to the latest video. I have like a 26-minute video or 30 minutes video from yesterday. I talked about this. All right. They will leave you hanging and they'll keep negotiating when you're a restaurant menu. Right? Buffet versus fine dining. Buffet is like someone asks for a menu or like a normal restaurant, they ask for a menu and you give the full menu and the person is like so overwhelmed because there's so many things, right? Versus fine dining where a person like it is the restaurant that decides, right? What the menu will be. It's fine dining. They pay more and they don't decide. So no, I don't recommend you sending your packages right away. When someone comes in and says, hey, can you send me your package? I would say, hey, happy to talk about prices, but I'm not sure if I can help you. Do you mind if I ask a few questions to make sure I can help? Or you can say something like, happy to talk about prices, provided that we both see the value. May I ask a few questions? Turn the table around. Are you going to send us the replay? Jennifer, I am not sure. I'm going to ask my team member if she can send that. But I'm so glad that you're here live, so you could, hang with us. There's a big chance that we will send this replay into the inbox, into your inbox. May I know the easiest niche for a newbie? Coaches. Jennifer, you're late. No worries. I think we'll send a replay. How to follow up a warm or hot lead? If the name of your warm or hot lead is Pauline, I would say, hey, Pauline, comma. Do you still need help with blank? Question mark. That's the follow-up. Cool. Awesome. It's 5:25. I have a meeting waiting for me in 30 minutes. I just want to repeat it. We're looking for 10 people to help to sign premium clients before the year ends. If you're ready to be supported, if you're ready to, just be on a different level and sign premium clients, we still have a few spots for the month. Send us the word OBS and we'll send you the details. What will happen is just we will ask you a few questions if you're a fit or not.